all was well. These were the words that these were the last words in the Deathly Hallows, written by J.K. Rowling herself, released in 2007. It's been 11 years since the Deathly Hallows was released, and the fans are still really devoted to the Harry Potter series ever since. And then, in 2016, I think it was, we got a screenplay of, well, the script of a Harry Potter play, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Since that has come out, there have been a lot of debate among the Harry Potter fans as to whether this book is canon or a badly written fanfiction that J.K. Rowling has approved. I am here to share my opinions on The Cursed Child today. So, let's see. This is what I think of The Cursed Child. The Cursed Child starts off quite well when you consider, like, the opening scene is quite good, and you can't really deny that. It starts off where the book ended. It starts off with Harry, Ginny, his first son James, his second son Albus, and his daughter Lily, and it's with them entering platform 9 3/4 to go aboard the train. There they walk past Draco, Astoria, and Astoria with their son Scorpius, and they meet Hermione and Ron with their two kids, which happen to be their daughter Rose and their son Hugo, and they board the train. And this is where that's where the book and the movie left us. It continues with Albus and Rose on the train, and Rose is saying that they need to pick their friends, and that they should try every compartment and stuff. And they go into the first compartment, which is where they meet Scorpius, and Albus sits down, and him and Scorpius share sweets. And that's the moment when Albus and Scorpius become friends. Rose doesn't, and she goes off to find other people to, like, hang out with, and Albus doesn't really seem to mind because Scorpius seems like a good kid, and yeah. When they both sorted into Slytherin, I mean, Scorpius expects it and people expect it of him. But when Albus is sorted into Slytherin, everyone's really shocked and not sure what to do. And I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, but me being Slytherin myself, I'd say that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, they do quite suit the house a bit, but they're both they're ambitious in the way that they think they can only, like, they're ambitious and the sly and cunning in the way where the book progresses. They become sly and cunning and ambitious to bring, wanting to bring Cedric back and deceive their parents, and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. As the book progresses, Albus starts to distance himself from his family and push everyone away from him. He doesn't speak to Rose anymore. They just keep up the pretense in front of their parents. He distances himself mainly from his dad more than anything else. He tries to I assume he tries to keep up his relationship with his mum Ginny. We don't see a lot of time when Albus and Ginny interact, but when we do, she's really caring and he doesn't deliberately try to push her away, but he does with Harry. He distances himself greatly and it affects how he sees his dad, and he doesn't know why him and his dad can't get along very well. His only friend is Scorpius, and he's one of the only people he actually talks to. There's like a sequence that we go through which shows the sorting and some of the bits from some summer clips and class clips and stuff and everything, and it shows that Albus is nothing like his dad. Like, the only way he's like his dad is that things don't come easy to him, which is the only similarity you really see between them. But he's not a good flyer, and he doesn't make the Quidditch team. He's more of a nerdy character who would spend time inside reading and, just not going out in the sun. But you'll learn that he is a good friend because he's there for Scorpius after Scorpius's mum, Astoria, passes away, and she sadly doesn't get any lines. She's a non-speaking character. But yeah, there are some, and Time Turner, bring back Cedric, resurrect the Dark Lord, Delphine, who happens to be Lord Voldemort's daughter, all that. It's a good idea, but there are quite a few flaws in it. For one, they discard the use of Time Turners and all the laws on it. I don't think it's possible for them to create a Time Turner that would go back in years and not just hours. I mean, if you were to go back in years, it would take a regular Time Turner and a lot of turning and counting, and you would probably age and kill yourself off and kill off quite a few people, because the furthest back you can go without causing any permanent damage to the present is like 5 hours. So yeah, as Scorpius clearly states for Albus himself. So yeah. They discard the rules of Polyjuice Potion taking a month to brew, and they don't explain how they got it without leaving a month before everything. Did they just have Polyjuice Potion conveniently lying around? No! They would have had to brew it because there is no other way they could have got it unless Delphi had been planning it and just happened to brew the Polyjuice Potion a month in advance. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they don't explain and that they just discard the rules for completely. But I do like some stuff. But before I get onto that, I want to talk about the characters and how some of them I just don't get. Ginny, we don't get a lot of her, but she seems like she's her character's done properly. Loving wife of Harry, loving mother of of 2 beautiful sons and 1 amazing daughter. Ron's sister. Yeah, the adults are done quite well, apart from Harry. I don't believe, it's Harry Potter, the boy who was orphaned because his parents were killed by Voldemort. I don't think he would ever tell his son that he wished he wasn't his son. I don't think he'd ever say that to one of his own children. It doesn't make sense for him to do that, and that's the biggest problem most people have with The Cursed Child, is the way Harry treats his son in it, because it isn't right. But he tries to make up for it in the end, which I admit he would have had a few bits of trouble with Albus in the way he acts in the thing as a whole. distancing himself from everyone and shutting himself off from the world. But I don't think anything could bring that reaction from Harry. I like Draco's character. Although we don't get as much time with the adults as the kids, I feel, we do learn that Draco is like filled with guilt for what he did during the Wizarding War. That he never wanted to be a ministry man. It was all his father. That he wanted to play Quidditch, but he wasn't good enough. He just wanted to be happy. He loved Astoria with all his heart and went against his parents' wishes to be with her. And he would do anything for his son to be happy. I think he's got his redemption from the series. Like, he's been redeemed in The Cursed Child a lot because he does do everything he can to help his son and help Harry get his son back when they go missing and everything. When Scorpius and Harry get back from using the time turner for the first time, and they've altered time a little bit, Harry forbids Albus to be friends with Scorpius, and Albus kind of just goes along with what his dad said. But, yeah. But then Malfoy storms over to Harry and Ginny's place and demands to know what Harry has done and why his son is just so upset. And he wants his son to be happy, and he wants Harry to allow Albus and Scorpius to be friends. And just, he's like, why would you keep such good friends apart? It's basically, he cares for his son and he wants his son to be happy, even if it means being friends with Harry's son. And that's awesome. But then they've gone back in time and they erased Harry's victory, and in turn unmaking of making it that Albus was never born and that Scorpius wasn't an outcast, nerdy outcast. He was a popular, arrogant person. Overall, it's a hard thing to judge. I love the characterization of Albus and Scorpius. They are two of my favourite characters that are in there, apart from my returning favourite character of Draco and Professor McGonagall. But Albus and Scorpius, they are... I can't even begin to explain how much I adore them too. They are cute, adorable, awkward, nerdy, geeky, slithering boys, and their characterization is perfect. Slytherins very much have to rely on their house alone because they're pushed aside, but Albus and Scorpius can't even rely on the people from their own house. They rely solely on each other, which outcasts them even more, as not only are they not trusted by Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw and Gryffindor, they're not valued in their own house, and they don't rely on their house. They just rely on each other, which does set them apart. But they are some of the best characters ever. I love Scorpius's character more than anything. He has a lot of good lines. I particularly love the line when they're breaking into Ministry of Magic and they're in Hermione's office and they're in the library bit, and the book opens and he's like, what did you do? And he said, and the line I love when they're there is, I opened a book, which something in all my years on the planet has never been a dangerous task, which is something I'd say if I was in that situation. I mean, I love reading. I've opened many books in my time. It's not dangerous, and the fact that the fact of what happens, he's like, it's never been a dangerous task for me before. I also love it when he says, my geekness is quivering. Something like that. It's like, it's good. And Albus has a particularly good line there. His good line is, how to distract Scorpius from an emotional situation. Take him to a library. I feel in that sense Scorpius is the nerdiest one and he's the bookworm of the two, and Albus provides the jokes, or tries to, but they just detach themselves, so yeah, they don't have a lot of friends. But overall, my opinions on The Cursed Child are mixed, and I can't say that I don't like it, but I can't say that, like, I can't say that I hate it, but I can't say that I love it. Most people say you can only, it's like Marmite, you can't, like, you either hate it or you love it, but as I agree with that on Marmite, I can't say that for The Cursed Child. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It depends what sense you want to look at it. With the Harry Potter knowledge and the fairies and laws of time and Polyjuice Potion, Wizarding World laws, then yeah, I can't like it because it doesn't stick to the laws. But if the characterization fits with it, if you're looking at characterization, quite a lot of it is on point, apart from a few flaws in Harry's characterization, a few flaws in some places, but otherwise it's good with characterization. I can't say whether I hate or love it because I don't. I'm in the middle with it. The Wizarding World laws and logic are on the dislike side, but the characterization weighs it out and makes it even. I don't have a much of an opinion. I'm neutral on the subject of whether I like it or hate it. And I know a lot of other Harry Potter fans and YouTubers might comment on this saying you can't be neutral on the subject, you either like it or you don't. And to that I say, ask yourself, do you just not like it because of the laws that are going wrong? Or is something deeper going on there? You're allowed to not like the plot and the laws, but love the characters as well. And I know for a fact because that's how I feel on the matter. So yeah, that's my opinions on The Cursed Child. If you want any other videos, please comment below and let me know if you liked it. Give this a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell because I upload every Friday. Well, I try to upload every Friday. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.